Hey guys, PepperAmmy here. This week we are making Greek style dolma or dolmades. By no means is this going to be a quick recipe. You are looking at least 2 hours of your time to make these. Now for stuffed grape leaves you will of course need grape leaves. Now if you have fresh grape leaves on hand from either your grapevine or a neighbour's grapevine, this will make them super fresh, but you can of course use jarred grape leaves if those are also available for you. Now if you are going to be using fresh grape leaves, you want to make sure they are clean, not damaged, by which I mean don't have holes in them, because it's hard to stuff it if it's covered in holes. And you want to give them a wash or a soak in some lightly salted water until you are ready to use them. Now once you are ready, you want to quickly blanch the leaves in boiling water in small batches of around 4 or 5 at a time. Now you want to blanch them until they become a dark green and nice and flexible, and then set in a colander to drain and cool. Once all of your leaves have been blanched, you'll be left with a dark green or brown water. Don't worry, this isn't just dirt from the leaves, this is the colour and the tannins from the leaves leaching out. Now once the leaves have cooled enough for you to handle, you can start to flatten them out and stack them up. Now you want to do this on a dish towel or a tea towel to let them dry a bit. This just makes stuffing them a lot easier as they're all going to be nice and flat, and any time that you can save by pre-stacking these is going to make a lot of a difference in this recipe. Now if you do want to use jarred grape leaves, you just simply want to rinse them off, lay them out stacked on a tea towel and let them dry slightly as well. Now whilst your leaves dry, you want to rinse 1 cup or 200 grams of rice until the water runs clear, as you want to remove as much starch on the rice itself as possible, as you want the rice to be nice and firm and not have a mushy texture once cooked. Next, in a saucepan add around 3 tablespoons of olive oil and a diced onion. Now you want this onion to be a nice fine dice, as you don't want big chunks of onion left over in there. And then just a pinch of salt and cook until the onion becomes soft and slightly translucent, but you don't want to brown it if possible. Then you want to add in your washed drained rice, followed by around 400 ml of water and the juice of half of a fresh lemon. Then cook it uncovered on medium heat until the water is gone and the rice has softened slightly. Now you don't want to worry about fully cooking the rice here, as it's going to be cooked for a lot longer later. Then you want to add a good bunch, or around half a cup of each well chopped fresh dill and fresh parsley. Then add this to the rice and onions, give it a good mix and let it cool down a bit. Now here comes the big time consuming part, stuffing the leaves. Now you want to line the bottom of a large pan that you're going to be using to cook these in with a layer of grape leaves. Now this is the perfect use for any damaged leaves that you do have, and you can optionally add some slices of tomato in the bottom as well, just to add a bit of extra flavour. Now to stuff your leaves, you want to start by removing the stem from the bottom of the leaf with a V-shaped cut, and then bring the bottom of the leaf together. Then you want to place around 1 teaspoon of rice filling on the leaf and then tuck the sides in and roll it up tight, but not too tight, as the rice will expand whilst it's cooking and you don't want the grape leaves to burst. Now these do follow the pancake rule, more so if you've never made them before, where the first couple will be a little bit wonky and rough, and as you get into the flow of it, you will start to get better and better at it. Now, as I know this is going to take a while, I'm going to be setting a timer to see how long this actually takes. Now after the first layer is done and in the pan, I'm on just over 30 minutes. At this point, my back is starting to ache from leaning over the counter, so I've just got a stool to kneel on while I do this. And you just want to keep going until all of the filling has been used or you've run out of grape leaves. And at that time, I am just under 50 minutes, so that's almost an hour of just stuffing these grape leaves. Now if you do have some helping hands to help stuff these, I highly recommend it, as it will greatly cut down the time that you are stood in the kitchen just rolling grape leaves. Once all of your grape leaves are stuffed, you want to pour over a drizzle of olive oil and then cover with water. Then also add in the juice of the other half of the lemon that you had earlier, just to give it a nice acidic kick. And then you want to place a large plate over the top just to keep the dolmas way down under the water to make sure the water can get to all of that rice. Then bring it to a boil and reduce the heat to a medium and cook for about 45 minutes. Now, if you do have any of your cut prepared leaves left over, you can stack them up on some tin foil and make a nice package to stop any freezer burn getting in, and then place in a freezer bag and freeze for the next time you decide to make these. Now, you want to only defrost them on the day that you are planning on making them, as they are leaves and they are thin, so they're not going to take long to thaw out at all. Now, once your dolmas are cooked, remove the pan from the heat and let cool for around 20 minutes. Now, if there's any liquid left in the pan, don't throw it away, it will absorb into the rice while it's resting. And then if there's any left over at the end, you can pour it over the remaining dolmas when you place them in a tub for storage. Now, as for storage, you want to keep them in the fridge. They will keep for around 3 to 5 days, but you can also freeze them. And there you have it, some fresh homemade dolmas, perfect with salads, dipped in hummus, or just enjoyed on their own. Now, my first introduction to these was when I was little. I used to get the little tins of them from the, I guess, foreign food aisle at the local supermarket, and I was absolutely addicted to them, and it is amazing to actually finally make some of my own using the grape leaves from our own garden. But that wraps up this week's video. As always, if you like what you saw, let me know down below with a like and a comment. If you are new here, feel free to subscribe for free weekly cooking content. And I will see you all again next week. Thanks for watching.